Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. Alright, this is going to be politically based, so if you're not interested in it, no need to keep watching. There's probably going to be some foul language. If you're sensitive and you don't like it, be warned now. You might as well go ahead and turn away, because this is my opinion, and this is how I'm going to voice my opinion by doing it the way that I feel like it. So, with that being said and done, let's continue on. The first topic at hand, um, these moral retards who took it upon themselves to throw buckets of water and buckets at police officers during an arrest. Okay? The people who threw the water and the buckets have committed an act of assault and battery. They have also violated the laws in other ways as well, like disorderly conduct, also interfering with a arrest, um, inciting a riot, and I'm sure other multiple charges. If you throw a bucket of water on somebody that is not on fire, if that water will not save their life in any way, shape, or form, then it is automatically considered an unwanted act of aggression. Therefore, is assault, and since a device is being used, i.e., water and the buckets themselves, thus are considered to be weapons at that point. Oh, it's just water. Fuck you, it's not just water. They weren't doing it because of a nice reason. Oh, these guys look like they're really, really hot. Maybe if I throw water on them, it'll cool them down. No, they were doing this with negative intentions from the get go. They violated the law. They are criminals. They should have been arrested at the point where the officers making the arrest could not control the situation around them. They should have, at that point, called for backup. And at that point, if these people had insisted on throwing water or buckets, then they should have also been arrested and taken to jail at that time. There is no excuse not to have done it. Well, if they just kind of shrug it off, no, it is an act of aggression. It is not okay. It is against the law and not okay. It is not morally correct at all to have carried out those acts. They are criminals. They deserve to be arrested. They deserve to be put in jail, and they need to make good on their crimes. They also need to make formal apologies to the police officers that they assaulted. They will still thus be charged with every crime that can be put on them for that, and whether it's done as an example or not, it's necessary. This also goes along with not long ago in Tempe, Arizona, several police officers were at a Starbucks. They purchased their coffee. They weren't given free coffee. They purchased their coffee and were standing there minding their own business, drinking their coffee, enjoying their break. And a customer of the Starbucks complained to the staff that the presence of those police officers made them feel uncomfortable. The barista, or whatever the fuck you want to call these people that work at Starbucks, insisted that the police officers leave the establishment because they were making customers feel uncomfortable. Okay. First off, if you feel uncomfortable because there's a police officer present, then you're a fucking piece of shit that's probably done something to warrant the fear that you have towards them, to make you feel uncomfortable. Those police officers are there to ensure your safety, not make you feel uncomfortable. If you feel uncomfortable, then you're guilty of something. If you have a problem with these police officers who are taking their break and are legitimate customers also buying their coffee and enjoying their break, well, what were you doing at that Starbucks? You were trying to enjoy a cup of coffee and take a break? Okay, so were they. Why should these police officers be asked to leave because you feel uncomfortable? If you're that delicate of a little bitch, then fuck you. You leave. If you have a problem with somebody else, separate yourself from the problem. Be the bigger person. And it's the lack of respect towards police officers who are out there every day putting their lives on the line for ungrateful motherfuckers like that every day. If you have a problem with a police officer, look at why you have a problem with that police officer. The problem comes from, oh, well, they're racist. How are they racist? How many police officers are out there in this country and in the world that are not Caucasian or not Asian or they're whatever race? Does it matter what color their skin is if they're out there doing their job? They don't get the respect they deserve because of people have learned that if they cry loud enough, they can get their way. And that is the problem with the state of this country and this world, is the ones that cry loud enough will get their way. There's been so many situations where it's been deemed okay for so many different things. There are restaurants that got boycotted because they only had a men's restroom and a women's restroom. They didn't have a whatever in between. You're either male or female. You're born with your set of genitalia. I mean, if you're born with both, okay, that's a different story. But if you're born with male genitalia and you identify yourself as being a female, that does not make you a female. You're still a male. That's your gender. You go through an operation and cut your schlong off, cut your nuts off, turn them inside out, whatever else. That does not make you a woman. You are still a man that lacks the genitalia of being a man. Same thing. If you're a female, born with female genitals, and you are surgically altered to have male-like genitalia, you're still not a male. You can't change your body and say, I'm now a woman or I'm now a man. No, you're still what you were born as. You can identify with whatever you want. I have no problem with that. If you're a guy and you were born with male genitals and then later you decide, I really identify with being a woman, okay, you can do that. You can cut your schlong off. You can cut your nuts off. Go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. You can dress like a woman. You can act like a woman, but you're not a woman. So do what makes you happy, but don't get pissed off because I'm now a woman. No, you're not now a woman. You don't get the same benefits legally as being a woman. You're just causing more problems for everybody else around you. Quit being an asshole. Quit being a douche knuckle. And do your thing. Be yourself, as long as you're not bothering somebody else physically. I have no problem if somebody wants to change their appearance and remove their genitals. Do whatever you want. Do your thing. Get breast implants. Take hormones. I don't care. It doesn't personally affect me. But don't get pissed off whenever you go to an establishment and say, I think it's wrong that you don't have a bathroom that's for whatever. You know what? I think all restaurants should just have unisex bathrooms to begin with. And on that note, guys that go into a restroom and walk right past 4 urinals to go to a toilet stall, and then don't have the decency to pick up the fucking toilet seat and piss all over the fucking toilet seat and walk away from it. Not even flushing, much less cleaning up the piss all over the toilet seat. You nasty fuck, clean up after yourself. If your dick's too short to hit a damn urinal, it's not my problem. Then you need to sit down and pee to begin with. But to piss on the fucking toilet seat and then not clean up after yourself, you're a piece of shit. You should be ashamed of yourself. I've gone to plenty of places where I've needed to use a restroom. I have IBS, probably because of all the stress and hatred I have built up. But, if I go into a bathroom and I need to sit down upon the throne and it's covered in piss, it annoys the living shit out of me because now I've got to clean up your fucking biological waste so that I can actually utilize the facilities because you were too fucking lazy to clean up after yourself. You were too stupid, A, to use a urinal, or B, too stupid to lift the damn toilet seat up. So, yeah. I am all for people being themselves. You don't have to be a dick about the way you do things. So many people are so inconsiderate towards other people's feelings and how what they're doing is affecting people around them. Prime example, and this pissed off my now ex-wife greatly, was at a all-you-can-eat pizza restaurant. CC's. Good place. I like it. I don't go there very often, but it's still a good place. It was cold outside. It's wintertime. The only tables that were available were not far from the door. And this individual, female, decided that she's going to go to the exit door, hold the door open, and yell at the top of her lungs to somebody who's out in the parking lot sitting in the car, too lazy to come into the restaurant to place their to-go order. So she's going to stand there at the door, holding the door open, letting the cold air in, to yell at the top of her lungs, trying to get the rest of their order correct. First off, it's cold. You're letting cold air in, and there's people at tables. There was another young couple, two young ladies that were sitting there at the table that were getting so cold from this door being open that they had to put their jackets on. So they're inconveniencing them. I'm trying to have a conversation with my wife, and they were so loud, this woman was so loud yelling, that I had to wait between her yells so that I could continue with my conversation. Plus, now my wife is getting cold, so she's having to put her jacket on. So now this is 4 people at least, if not more. I'm sure there was more because there were more tables around. These are just what I was observing. This person was inconveniencing multiple people because A, the other people in the car were too fucking lazy to come inside the restaurant to place their order. B, because she was too fucking lazy to exit the restaurant, go out to the car, get what she needed to get information-wise, and then go back in and take care of her business. So, inconsiderate, lazy, and just plain rude. So after the 3rd time this woman did this, I spoke up and said, how about please close the door? You're letting all the cold air in. I didn't say it in a rude fashion. I said it much like that. And she got pissed off that I had the nerve to ask her to stop inconveniencing half the damn restaurant. So now I'm looked at as being the asshole because I said, in a nice way, I asked for her to stop inconveniencing everybody else and affecting everybody else with her actions. So I ended up saying, just go away, stop being rude, stop being inconsiderate, and leave us the hell alone. I ended up having to get nasty throughout the conversation because she was too stupid to realize it. Another fact, you go to a grocery store, okay? You're going to find shopping carts all over the parking lot. Why? A, the grocery store has spent a fair amount of money to put those little cart return areas where you push your buggy in and it keeps them safe and away from bumping into people's cars. Yeah, they spend money on doing this. But you're too lazy to push your shopping cart 20 feet to a cart return or 30 feet to a cart return. So you just push it into the parking space next to you, or you push it right up there in front of your car. And now whenever somebody else goes to pull into that parking place, now there's a shopping cart blocking a parking place because you were too fucking lazy to go put your cart away. Or people who decide that they're going to park in the fire lane in front of a grocery store. Well, I'm just going to pop in for just a second. Well, put it in a fucking parking place. Everybody else can seem to do it. Why can't you? So that's wrong to begin with. It is a fire lane. It is not a parking place. Okay? There was somebody who pulled up their vehicle and parked in the fire lane, blocking easy entrance and exit to the building. They parked right there where the door was to the grocery store, making people have to walk around their car while they're sit there idling, waiting for someone to go inside, get something, and come back out. So A, they're parking in a fire zone. That's illegal. Never enforced, but is illegal. B, they're parking in front of the doorway, so you're impeding the flow of actual customers who are going in and out of the store. You're being rude, you're being inconsiderate, and you're being lazy. I went into the store, was in there for maybe 10 minutes. I come back out, this car is still there. At this point, I was not even going to attempt to be polite. I said, how about move your fucking car? You're blocking the goddamn door and a fire lane, you piece of shit. And I said it pretty much just like that. I let them know that they're a worthless piece of shit and that they are being inconsiderate and what they're doing is affecting a lot of other people. Of course, I'm a bad person because I pointed out to that. I probably should have been more polite, but again, they shouldn't have been there to begin with, inconveniencing other people. Everybody needs to stop being so frigging self-centered and start thinking about how their actions are going to affect other people. Whether it's other shoppers, other pedestrians, other vehicles in traffic, people that are working at those establishments, police officers, firefighters, EMS. Police officers are out there to enforce the law. We have to have so many freaking laws because so many people are so freaking stupid. Yes, I've gotten speeding tickets, and it sucked, and I was pissed off because I'm getting a speeding ticket. Well, I haven't had one in a long time, but I was breaking the law. Whether I agree with the law or not, I still violated the law, okay? I don't agree with a lot of the laws that are out there. However, we do need them because people are so stupid and do things that affect other people in a negative way. And they don't care. They don't know any better, or they just don't care enough to whether what they're doing is affecting other people. Challenge anybody that watches this video to do this. You go to a store, a restaurant, whatever. You walk up to that door to go into that building, and you open that door. Take just a second to look around to see if anybody else is coming. Male or female, doesn't matter. You hold the door for them and let them go in. They should in turn say thank you for you going out of your way to convenience somebody. Not inconvenience, but you're going out of your way to convenience. Make a moment of this other person's life a little bit easier. And it only costs you a few seconds of your time to make somebody else's day a little bit brighter. Okay? It's just as easy to be nice as it is to be a piece of shit. So, take a second, look around, see if anybody's coming. You know, you don't have to sit there for 5 minutes waiting for anybody and everybody to come in. There's a point of reason. If somebody's on the other side of the parking lot walking in, no, you don't have to sit there and wait for them. But if somebody is getting close enough to the door, then what's it going to cost you but a couple seconds of your life to hold the door for somebody? I try not to be a racist person. Everybody has a bit of racism in their heart. They're going to be that way. It's just human nature. Whatever. But black, white, green, purple, I don't give a shit what color your skin is. I'm going to treat you how you act. If you act like an asshole, you're going to get treated like an asshole. If you haven't done or said or done anything to affect my opinion of you, I'm going to automatically treat you like a nice person with courtesy and respect. When it comes to me being a man and dealing with a woman, if I see a lady coming in the door, I don't care if she's young, old, black, white, Asian, whatever. I don't care what color their skin is or race, creed, I don't care. It is supposed to be a Southern thing, to be a Southern gentleman. Yes, I live in the South. Um, to be a gentleman, hold the door for a lady, provide compliments, that kind of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up because I have other things I have to take care of. But you don't have to go completely out of your way to do something, but take a few moments of your day, a few seconds here and there, to try to be courteous to other people and think about how your actions are going to affect people around you before you do them. And if you do something that comes across as being offensive, apologize for your actions. Think before you act, or at least be prepared to apologize for it. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll do another video later, pretty much along the same lines, because I want to talk about the Area 51 bullshit too. Thanks, we'll see you later.